There are two hands of God. One hand of God is called the hand of provision. You know that hand well because it brings things to you. And so every time you receive a gift from God, you thank Him because of the hand of provision. But the other hand of God, we hardly ever thank Him for. And yet that hand is called the hand of sustenance. And the hand of sustenance is what keeps you going when you don't see the hand of provision. Because the hand of provision carries things to you, but the hand of sustenance carries you. And because He's carrying you, you're looking for things. And sometimes forget to say thank you for carrying me, because you're waiting for Him to carry things to you. So the hand of sustenance was the one that healed the diseases you didn't know about because you didn't get to hospital. The hand of sustenance was the one that fed you when you had no money in your pocket, when you had no food in the store. The hand of sustenance kept you under shadows of the shelter of God when you couldn't pay your rent, when you didn't know how. It was the hand of sustenance that gave you wisdom. The hand of provision is good, but the hand of sustenance is mercy. And so when you hear goodness and mercy, they're both hands of God. Goodness, provision, sustenance, mercy. 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 Goodness, provision, sustenance, mercy.
Provision, sustenance, mercy, goodness, provision.
The scriptures speak and testify to the goodness of God. And when God wanted to make His goodness relative to the kindness of man, He said, which of you, when your children ask for bread, will give him stone? Or ask for fish, will give him a scorpion? Which of you? And He says, you, as much as you love your own children, your love is wickedness compared to the goodness of God for you. And that is why the goodness of God is so great, it does not need you to be good to God. So God's goodness overcomes your wickedness and leads you to repentance. How good and how pleasant is the goodness of God. It overcomes sin. His goodness overcomes the wages of death. His goodness overcomes all things that demand justice.
You are so kind.
It is His goodness that wakes the sun up every morning and lays it to bed at night. It is the goodness of God that sends the rains.
You are so good
to water the grass.
You are so good. You are so kind.
Everything in the earth speaks to the goodness of God.
Alaaanu Mi, you are so good. You are so good. You are so kind. Alaaanu Mi, you are so good. Even the earth can testify.
Hallelujah.
Even the clouds, they tell. Oh, they know so well. Alaaanu Mi, hey, He is so good. He is so kind.
It is the goodness of God
He is so kind.
that is expressed as the faithfulness of God. God is so good that He remains faithful when you are not.
You are faithful.
How
You have been so kind.
good you are, our God.
Alaaanu Mi, how good you have been. You are faithful. You are so kind. Oh, we hail your name. We hail your name.
The goodness of God planted the tree that He Himself knew He was going to hang on. He nurtured that tree from a seed,
We hail your name.
sent His Son, S-U-N, on that tree to grow it, all the while knowing that that was the tree that He was going to be hung on. How be it that He could bless the tree that will turn Him into a curse? For He said, cursed is any man who hangs on a tree. And yet He planted the tree, blessed that tree, and grew the tree until it could be formed into a cross for Him to be hung on. That is the goodness of God.
Alaaanu Mi, He is so good. He is so kind.
It is the goodness of God that works in us to will and to do according to His good pleasure. So it is His goodness that makes you want to sow. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So He puts in your heart the desire to sow and therefore calls you a sower. But His goodness doesn't end there. Then He gives seed to the sower. So He gives your heart the desire to sow, calls you a sower, then gives you seed.
so
And then Paul said, I have sown, Apollos has watered, and God has given increase. So God, in his goodness, gives increase to the seed that he gave you and the desire that he gave you to sow. And yet we are also told that he is the Lord of the harvest. So in his goodness, he gives a harvest to the increase of the seed that he gave you the desire and the ability to sow. So which one is your own self?
Alaaanu Mi, Alaaanu l'Ọlọ́run mi o. He is so good. He is too kind. Oh, we give him the glory.
Who teaches the fish to swim? Which flying school do birds go?
We give him all the praise.
Who teaches your hair to grow?
All glory. All the glory is yours alone.
Who paints the petals of the flower?
Is yours alone. Is yours alone. Oh, all glory is yours alone. You are so good. You are so kind. Oh, look at beauty. This is kindness. Behold the glory. This is kindness. Hey, even look at me. This is kindness. Oh, look at me. This is kindness. Hey, look at the universe. It's your kindness. Look at everything. This is kindness. I look at the sun. This is kindness. Oh, I look at my children. This is kindness. Alaaanu Mi. You are so good. You are so kind. Your kindness is everywhere, God. In every day, in every minute of my life, oh God. In testimonies that I will never give, for deliverance that I never knew about, for stories I will never tell, for rescuing me on the day that I was not aware. Father Lord, I tumble around like a toddler, not having a clue that it is your hand that holds my head up high. This is kindness. For every day, oh God, for every breath, oh God, in the name of Jesus, for every car ride, for every walk out of the door, for every meal digested, for every morning that we arise. We admit this is kindness. We admit that this is kindness. Alaaanu Mi.
God does not tell the truth. He is the truth. So he does not have to speak the truth. He is the truth. He just is. So everything that contends with his character and his word is a lie. And therefore you must be able to discern between the lie and the truth. Why? He is the truth. 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 It is said concerning this God, Sarah, by faith, knew that it was impossible for God to lie. So she judged him righteous. Every time the devil comes to ask of you to take a decision on your situation, he's bringing a judgment and sitting you in that justice or judgment chair says, judge God. Judge him. Every time you're waiting for the word that God has given to you, the devil invites you to the judgment seat and says, judge him. Every time it seems like you have sown and have not yet reaped, they say, judge him. But Sarah sat on the judgment seat and said, he cannot lie. He cannot lie. If he couldn't do it, he wouldn't say it. And if he didn't do it, he wouldn't have said it. He is the Alewilishe. He's the Aleshelewi. He's the Owibe Shebe. He's the one who keeps his covenant. He has a fidelity with his word.
When he says it, it is done. He is God of all. Hallelujah. He does everything he says. When he says it, it is done. He is God indeed. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. What he says is done. He is powerful. He is God of all. Hallelujah. Oh, Baya. Hallelujah. I judge you faithful.
Faithful God.
I judge you faithful.
Faithful God.
God of everything.
Faithful God. Faithful God.
I judge you faithful. You are faithful. You are God to me. Though I cannot understand, Hallelujah. I judge you faithful. You are faithful. I know you are faithful. God of my everything. God of my everything. God of my everything. That which I have and that which is coming. That which is God of my everything. God of my everything. Faithful God, I worship you. God of my everything. Hallelujah, we oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, we. What you say is done. You rule everything. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, I judge you faithful God. Faithful God, God of my everything. And the horse, I am the horse. Say I dare to believe, I'm free to believe, I choose to believe, I'm grace to believe, I'm able to believe. Oh, God of my everything. I will shout. Break us along the day. Oh, you say it is done. You say it is settled. Oh, your promises are sure. Oh, I trust you, God of my everything, God of my everything, God of my everything, God of my future, God of my life, God of my marriage, God of my mind, everything of everything. Oh, God of the promise. Oh, God of the manifestation. Oh, God of the everything. Oh, Maradea, oh, Sotaya, God of the city, God of the harvest. God of the seeds, God of the harvest. God of the seeds, God of the harvest.
How do you know when you trust God?
Everything.
When you trust God, you are saying, I believe you when I don't know how. That is what trust means. It means you trust and believe the person when the process is unclear. One of the ways to know when you trust God is to measure the worry in your soul. Because trust is measured by the worry in your soul. The more you trust Him, the less you worry. The less you trust Him, the more you worry. So I ask you this day, do you trust Him? Do you trust Him? I trust you, Lord.
I trust you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. Submit to you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. I lay down the arm of this flesh. I trust you, Lord. I lay down all I know. I trust you, Lord. Hey, I let go. I submit. I trust you, Lord. Oh, I trust you, Lord. I lay it all at your feet. I trust you, Lord. Yeah, I bring my everything. I trust you, Lord. Yeah, oh, my heart is fixed on you. Oh, my heart is fixed on you. Oh, my heart is fixed on you. Oh, I trust you, Lord. Oh, I let go of the need to worry. Oh, I walk away from the need to fear. I trust you, Lord.
Worry is every prayer point that you have refused to leave at the altar.
Oh, I trust
A prayer is every worry you have refused to carry in your soul. So every time you are worrying, you're actually carrying a prayer point in your soul that you have refused to leave at the altar. And you have to trust Him to leave your worry with Him. And so this day, I want you to affirm your confidence in God.
I lay it down, I walk away. I enter into peace. I enter into rest. Oh, I bring it in prayer. I lay it down, I walk away. I bring it in prayer. I lay it down, I walk away. I bring it in prayer. I lay it down, I walk away.
Peace is not the absence of trouble. Peace is rest in the face of trouble. Jesus intentionally slept in the midst of a storm just to show us what we are supposed to do with storms. For how could He, with whom it is impossible for Him to lie, say to you, let us go to the other side, and you will not get there? If you had not gotten to the other side, He will not tell you to go. So every challenge you face on the journey is just testing your faith and your trust.
I believe in your word.
Lay it down and walk away. Lay it down and walk away. Lay it down and walk away.
Lay it down and lay it down and walk away. Lay it down and walk away. Lay it down and walk away. I lay it down and walk away. Lay it down and walk away. I lay it down and walk away. I lay it down and walk away. I lay it down. I 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 walk away. You are faithful. You are faithful. So I lay it down. I walk away. I lay it down. I walk away. You are faithful. You are faithful. Oh, I lay it down. I walk away. I lay it down. I walk away. Oh, you are faithful. You are faithful. So I lay it down. I walk away. I lay it down. Oh, lift my faith. Hey, you are faithful. You are faithful. I lay it down. I walk away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I lay it down. I walk away. I lay it down. I walk away. This is the song of liberty. This is the dawn song of our freedom. Oh, I'm not carrying what is no longer mine to carry. I lay it down, I walk away, I'm not carrying what you've taken from my breath. I lay it down, I walk away. Oh, that's it. Celebrate the new freedom. Come, everyone who is laden with burdens, receive freedom. Celebrate freedom. Oh, be free, be free. Oh, they are renamed the impossible. They go, call it done, call it done, call it finished. Step into victory. Step into the future. Now you can run, you are free. Oh, the shackles are broken, the chains have been broken. Oh, feel free to celebrate. Oh, be free to live again. Be empowered to run the race. The joy of faith. Hallelujah. There is deliverance. There is deliverance. There is freedom from fear.
How do you know what you should lay down before him? Well, first we're told, come unto me, all you are heavy laden or heavy burdened. So everything that does not belong to you is too heavy for you. Meaning, if you could carry it, then maybe you don't have to worry about it, because you already know what to do with it, so why worry? But then when it is too heavy for you to carry, and you have no clue how to go about it, it automatically tells you that it doesn't belong to you. Now, I can understand me carrying the burden for my child. What I cannot understand is my child trying to carry my burden. Because weight and heaviness are two different things. In other words, the weight of a matter does not determine how heavy it is. It is the strength of the carrier that determines whether it is heavy or whether it's not. So what is heavy for you is not heavy for God. Not because it is not weighty, but because he is strong and I am weak. And now I am ready to come in my weakness. And now I am joyful in my weakness, for I know that this one does not belong to me. It doesn't belong to me. Why?
Exchange grace.
Because it's just too heavy for me.
Grace, grace. Rejoice in your grace, grace. Grace, grace. Oh, showers of grace, grace, grace. Receive grace. Oh, showers and showers of grace, grace, grace. We see his strength. Oh, he is more than enough. He is more than enough. He is more than enough. Grace, grace.
How do I know when it belongs to God? Because every time I carry it, it wears me down. It weighs me down. It makes me sad. It makes me anxious. Everything that wears you out, that wears you down, that makes you anxious and makes you sad is a seed. Did you hear that? If it weighs you down, if it wears you out, if it makes you sad, then it is a seed. Meaning, sow it to God. And when you sow that thing, then you will reap joy. You will reap ease. You will reap rest. Trusting does not wait for things to change before it rejoices. Because a trusting heart knows the one who changes things, even when it doesn't know how things will change. So today I'm asking, rejoice in anticipation of the change that you're expecting. Don't wait for it to change before you rejoice.
We rejoice. We rejoice. We rejoice in you. Now we rejoice. We rejoice. We rejoice in you. Yeah. We rejoice. We rejoice. We rejoice in you. Oh, this is beautiful. This is amazing. We rejoice. We rejoice now. Oh, we rejoice for what you have done, for what you have done, for what you do. We rejoice in you. 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 Ha 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 ha. We rejoice in you. We rejoice in you. We rejoice in you. We rejoice in you. Ha 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 ha. We rejoice in you. We celebrate. We celebrate.
This day I ask of you, write down all the things that you're expecting of God. And if you can put it on whatever form it is, whether it's paper, whether it's electronic, and then we will recognize that that is faith. Why? Because faith is substance of what we are hoping for. And today we are going to dance a dance. Not the dance we will wait to dance when it has happened. We are going to dance in advance of it happening. And please understand, the beauty about pro forma praise is that you put God in debt because you have literally praised him in advance of something that you have not yet received. And because God can owe no man, God can owe no man. 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 God can owe no man.
God can owe no man. God can owe no man.
In advance. In advance.
Oh, so we dance in advance. Oh, we dance in advance. God can owe no man.
In advance. God can owe no man. So we sing in advance. And we sing in advance. God can owe no man.
God can owe no man.
Anybody ready to jump? Are you ready? So we jump in advance. We jump. Why?
God can owe no man. God can owe no man.
Okay, now let's go. You're going to shout. So we shout in advance. So we shout in advance.
God can owe no man. In advance, in advance, in advance, in advance. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, we rejoice in advance. We rejoice, we rejoice, we rejoice. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, we sing in advance. Oh, we sing and we clap and we dance. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, we praise in advance. Oh, we praise in advance. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, he is faithful. He's a promise keeper. God will owe no man. God can owe no man. We rejoice, we rejoice, we rejoice, we rejoice in advance. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, I testify, testify in advance. Oh, God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, my heart is enlarged. My heart is enlarged. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh, my heart is enlarged. Oh, my heart is enlarged. God can owe no man. God can owe no man. Oh.
So now we understand pro forma invoice, and we understand pro forma praise. Now I want you to understand one more, and it's called pro forma obedience. So here we see Jesus at a wedding banquet in Cana. Now they've run into a challenge. The wine has run out. So they literally are talking about it, because this is going to be one of the most embarrassing situations, especially to the father of the bride. Mary has been invited to the wedding, so she takes along her son Jesus Christ and his friends. And with literally impending shame, they come to Mary. We don't know what we're going to do. Mary knowing fully well who her son is, knows that there is nothing too difficult for him to do. The question is not if he can. The real question is, will he? And I know that many times we have those challenges where we know that God can. What we're not sure is whether God will. He can pay off that debt, but will he? He can heal that sickness, but will he? He can restore that marriage, but will he? We know that there is nothing too hard for him to do, but will he do it? And so Mary approaches her son, and a very interesting discussion happens because he begins to say, Mom, my time has not yet come. And we know of a truth that his time had not come to manifest his power because he never told a lie. But Mary knew something. She had a master key. And the master key was pro forma obedience. So Mary says to Jesus, whose time has not yet come, no problem, but tells the people, whatever he tells you to do, do it. Now, you have to understand that that is what pro forma obedience is. Pro forma obedience is when you are literally, you pledge to obey an instruction you have not yet heard. And you are not saying, Lord, this one I can do and this one I'm sorry I can't. You're saying, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I pledge my obedience in advance of the instruction. The moment God heard pro forma obedience, God accelerated Jesus' time, and the miracle that was not supposed to happen that day happened because they obeyed before he spoke a word. So I'm asking you today to lay down at this very precious moment a pledge of obedience, even in advance of the instruction. I want you to tell him, I will obey you.
To obey. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. Oh, you have stirred my heart to obey. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. Oh, you have stirred my heart to obey you. This heart will not delay. Oh, I'll promptly obey. Hey, ooh, where you say I go. Hey, this heart will obey. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. Hey, why you say come, I come. Hey, this heart will obey. Heart will obey. Where you say go, I go. This heart will not delay. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. Ooh, come, it'll come, I'll come running. This heart will obey. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. I have a new instinct, the instinct to follow. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. This heart will obey. I will not hesitate. I will not hesitate. This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. After you, oh, I will follow, oh, I will follow after you, after you, after you, after you. Hey, you are where my heart is after you, after you, after you, after you. Ooh, hey, this heart will not delay. This heart will obey.
It takes trust to have pro forma obedience. It takes knowing the one who will give the instruction for you to pledge your obedience before the instruction. And that is why it is said that they that know their God, they are the ones that are strong and do exploits. Lord, this heart will obey.
This heart will not delay. This heart will obey. Oh, by power and your grace, this heart will not delay. This heart won't hesitate. This heart will obey.
I sense grace, grace.
Want to follow you after you, after you, after you, after you. I've been graced, oh, I've been